This is the trading. What happened here? The trading review for Wednesday, the 24th of January, 2024. And hold on a second. I don't know why they disappear all of a sudden. They booked out for a second. Okay, sorry about that. So yeah, this is the review for Wednesday, and I was looking at Nvidia, and as you can see, it has run up a lot, quite a lot. And I did not take advantage of that move. I was here in this little space right here, but everything is subjective, and I had a pretty good day. I I was looking at it in the pre-market, and it looked weak. It appeared weak because we rejected R3, but we were gapping up. So we were pretty far from yesterday's range, and that means that we are out of balance. So I know that the stock is gonna move either to try and get back into range or explode out or explode to the top side. And the last 2 days have been a bit quiet, where we had a bit of a neutral or normal, but normal market structure. So things were quieting down. Yesterday, we even set value lower, a little bit lower. So the stock was definitely resting, but the lack of price action for 2 days in a row meant that I could expect something to happen today, and opening out of balance, having the pre-market occur outside of yesterday's range, told me that something was going to happen. So what there was two options. The bullish thesis meant that Nvidia was gonna run to the top side, even break out of R4, because the pivots were the same width as yesterday, but compared to previous days, they are tight. So when we want to run to the top side, what tends to happen is before we run, we test to the downside, and that's usually the S1, S2, or S3 pivots. Or when we're opening too high in the pivot, sometimes we reject R3 if we're opening under R4, and sometimes we reject the gray area or R2, and then we just bounce and totally ignore the properties of R3 and R4, which are selling areas. And so we end up squeezing everybody and having a very parabolic move. So that was my option A for a possible bullish run. And the other one was, if we run to the top side, I was going to go the opposite direction. If we were running to R3 at the pre-market high, or even R4, I was going to look for a reversal, because we usually test the opposite side before making a run. So or play a breakout at R4, but usually that's what it does. It tests first and then runs the opposite direction. So that's so far my understanding of it. So I was looking for a run to the top side to then play a reversal or a possible breakout, but usually a reversal, and or the one I was looking forward to, because it aligned with the properties of the daily chart, and it made sense with the fact that we were having such a bullish run for the past, I guess, 2 months in Nvidia. Well, for the past year. And so I wanted to do this I wanted the price action to behave like to test down and then run up. So the open happened, and we tried to go up, but then rejected very fast. So we had an open test drive to the bottom, which turned into an open reject reverse. But the price action was actually very tight for me to turn it into an open reject reverse. It was more of an open auction. And here, I missed first entry. We dropped heavy into S1, had this tail, and this was also this also happened with BPOC here. So I wanted to make an entry long here, but the spread was brutal. It moved too fast for me to make an entry as well. And with the spread, I was too afraid that I will get stopped out on a simple pullback before continuing higher. But I got very lucky because we actually chopped down and turned this trend day into a double trend day. This chop, I was very lucky because it allowed me to make an entry on this pullback, and I tried to buy as low as possible, but the spread makes it very difficult. So you can see the rejection tails here. They were also occurring to the top side, and it was scary that they were happening as rejections of the 20 moving average. And we were also trading under the 20 moving average here. But the thing is, I also saw that we had very, very bullish stacks on the level 2 and the level 3. So all I had to do was to make an entry as low as possible. But also I wanted to make sure that I wasn't gonna get another test to the downside or a run to the previous days range and then reject. So I was paying close attention to see where the tails were happening. And after this tail, you can see the pullback is very strong. So to make an entry here is very difficult. And I started to feel the move was happening without me. So I pulled the trigger here, which is not best, but I took it because I knew we were gonna explode with the I had the confidence of the level 2 and the level 3 here. And so I pulled the trigger. Optimally, I wanted to do it here, but again, it's very difficult. And I don't care about the breakouts. I don't care about the patterns. You see, you can be like, oh, well, you can make an entry at the break of the open price, or if you see the triangle, I don't care about that. I want to enter as low as possible, regardless of the pattern. And so I pull the trigger based on the level 2 and 3 information and on the tails. So my stop loss was 60 cents. I gave it some room, and luckily we didn't get tested. And I had a really good price. And you can see as soon as we broke out from open price, we actually had a very parabolic play. And I took partials at my targets. After taking a partial at 603.30, I wanted my next partial to be at 604.90 and at 603.90 because I wanted to secure my daily goal with that, higher than my daily goal actually, and then have the remaining partial to just be extra. And I took my last partial here at 605.40, something like that, 605.30, 36 actually. And as you can see on my notes, I had identified the stacks going all the way up to 605. So I didn't know what was gonna happen after, but you can see here we actually squeezed, and everyone who wanted to short at R3 or anyone who entered the pre-market at R3. So I missed out on the biggest move, but what can you do? I run out of shares. Maybe I could have partials lower, but again, it's just a matter of trade management and control of emotions. But yeah, this was a monster move, and yeah, I'm happy with my entry. It's not the best, but I tried to manage it because of the spread and the speed that it moved, and it coincided with the engulfing of the 5 minute. But I don't care about that. I don't care about patterns. I don't care about breaking outs. I'm just trying to get as low as possible if I'm going long, or as high as possible if I'm going short, which is counterintuitive and risky, but it seems to make sense. And end of the day, I more than double the daily goal. So this entry, um, it's gonna be interesting. Find what kind of strategy it was. I would say it was a traverse. It was from S1A. Yes, bullish for sure. That's how we base our entry, and we got 4.4 R, which is excellent. And mm, 4.4. And on the daily, we respected our rules. 8. This is good. Excellent pre-market prep. Executed my plan with no hesitation. Took partial targets. Executed 100% to one trade, one winner, and 4.4 R. So it's been a nice run and much more in control than other times. So I hope this is the turning point in my trading career. I finally have a very clear plan on how to make entries, how to partial, where to place my stop loss, and how to understand the market. For example, this is a double trend, double distribution trend day. And we had an S3 traverse. And yeah, that's it for me. I took a few notes because my entry was pretty early. Yeah, it's pretty clear how I wanted to execute. I did this before making my entry. Here I identify the stacks, and right after I wrote that, I was looking for the entry as low as possible. And yeah, I'm very happy with today's trading.